truth, every time we step in the booth. The truth, every word living proof. The truth, deep down in Kevy Kev. The truth, y'all know how we do, man. The truth. The truth. The truth. Facts.
Let's dig into our comparison time. I feel like one of the biggest misconceptions of being of the sinners and being the greats is the fact that like we don't understand dominance, right? Because there's a big age gap. But there's no excuse now for us not to know or at least do some research on trying to find video about who was the most dominant, right? So it is video out there of Wilt Chamberlain. And the argument will be, well, he was going up against people that was our heights and all of this. I can understand that, but at the same time, look at his numbers. Like, okay, he's going against nobody, so his numbers prove that he went against nobody. You know how many people in this NBA that go against nobodies at their position and still don't put up nothing but like 6 points or 2 rebounds and all this shit, and you only playing 82 games? Like, my point is, you cannot take away from Wilt Chamberlain's numbers versus who he played against because he dominated whoever he went up against. Even the one who beat him multiple times, his numbers still dominated Bill Russell. So our comparison is Wilt Chamberlain versus Shaquille O'Neal as far as being, the most dominant forces in the game. Bro, what you think, man?
So, because like you said, there's footage out there with Wilt, but I can only see like the footage, the little bit of footage that's out there. That's all I can like go to. So only thing I'm gonna say this. So like the main thing when it's Wilt, I just go to numbers. And dang, if we looking at the numbers, that nigga might be considered the best nigga to ever pick up a basketball. If we looking at the numbers, this nigga shit was stupid. Like, but I seen Shaq play like from rookie to last game of his career. I watched Shaq all through, and Shaq was the most dominant big man of my era. He was probably the most dominant player of my era, honestly. Like, Shaq was a force. Nobody, ain't nothing you could do to stop Shaq. Like, you can double team him. Okay, he gonna pass it out to open nigga. Then he gonna get it back. He gonna kick it out real quick, and then he gonna get it right back, and then he gonna dunk on your center head at ease whenever he want to. So, if we doing a comparison, what you want to know? Who I'm gonna take? Most dominant? What's the question exactly?
Who would you think is the most dominant? Most dominant big man out of these two?
I'm gonna say again because
you can add in whatever you want to add. Like,
I ain't see Wilt.
You can say numbers. You can say video.
I ain't see Wilt. Wilt numbers would say Wilt was more dominant. Like, Wilt had a season where he averaged 50. Like, that's crazy. But I'm gonna say, and it's probably a biased thing, I guess, or because I didn't watch Wilt play, but I gotta still go with Shaq because I seen Shaq. And Shaq was in an era where it was some other great big men. Like, other than, like, it's only like one other big man we really name in the Wilt Chamberlain era, and that's Bill Russell. Mm-hmm. Like, with Shaq, we can go down the line. Through Shaq's whole career, we can go down the whole line of big men that Shaq had to deal with and shit like that. And he was dominant game after game. So I hate this comparison because it's hard for me. I can't really pick, honestly, like who was more dominant. But like I said, I only seen Shaq. I ain't see Wilt. I was too young. I wasn't even born when Wilt was hooping. So I would have to take Shaq. You might be able to fill this in better than I can.
I mean, I could, cause I did a lot. I did a lot of listening in the years. You remember when I used to listen to Sonny Hill
yes,
and Sonny Hill I'm not gonna say that he's biased. I'm gonna just say he's a historian, a basketball historian, and just because he was friends with Wilt, he grew up with Wilt and all that, so he might be a little biased because he's older and all that. But as far as his actual knowledge of these players and what, like, he can actually separate everybody because he's a basketball historian who's still alive today. Who's still, like, he got a position in with the Sixers where every Sixers game, I'm not sure how many people know who Sonny Hill, how he looked like or what he looked like, but I know every single game Sonny Hill got that. He got a spot right behind the Sixers bench in the walkway in the area where the Sixers go to the locker room. Every single game he stands there. He got a full position in the Sixers. So this guy, his knowledge, I can't knock it. He been there. He done played with these guys. He know all these guys. He done seen them all. And when he tell me that he done watched every last center from the history, from way back, George Mikan, the first big time NBA player, to whoever the biggest guy today, who the best center in the league today, Jokic maybe. Okay. He done seen them all. I believe him when he say that Wilt Chamberlain was the most dominant. And his reasons is the fact that Wilt was stronger, bigger, he scored the most points, he had the most assists, he had the most rebounds. He did what he wanted to do on the basketball court when he wanted to do it. Shaq was great with getting the rebound and going coast to coast. Wilt Chamberlain could have did that too. He could have, but a lot of times back in the 60s, I know for a fact, I'm not saying he didn't because I ain't got no video. I don't know if he did it or not. I'm sure he did. He had guards to where he'll push the ball up. Like he'll get the rebound and throw the guards the ball so they can get on a fast break. But I'm just saying, as far as the stats are concerned, like there is no contest. There is no contest, honestly. Now, as far as one-on-one, like Shaq getting MVPs and championships and
seasons played, playoff games played, and
playoff wins,
Shaq got him on those.
and playoff wins. So like I get that part. I do. And
Wilt got 4 MVPs.
League MVPs, right?
1. Shaq got 3 finals. Wilt got 1.
And Wilt had the greatest team. This is what the old heads say. Wilt Chamberlain, when he won with the Sixers or when he won with the Philadelphia Warriors, that was the greatest team ever assembled before the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I mean?
When I look, I'm looking at Wilt numbers right now. Yo, this nigga was crazy. Yo, this nigga led the league in assists one year. Yo, this nigga was crazy. This nigga him and Shaq got both won Rookie of the Year. Wilt led the league in assists once. Shaq never did it. Wilt led the league in rebounds 11 times. Shaq 0. Again, we know he was going up against smaller guys and shit, but I'm just saying, to his point, Wilt was dominating shit. Scoring leader, Wilt got 7, Shaq got 2. All defense teams, Shaq got 3, Wilt got 2. All defensive first teams, Wilt got 2, Shaq got none. And then you got all NBA teams, Shaq got him 14-10 on that. All NBA first team, Shaq got him 8-7. Finals MVP, we already talked about that. Shaq got him 3-1. Season MVPs, Shaq got 1, Wilt got 4. Like, Wilt was a dominant motherfucker. I just can't speak on some shit that I ain't see. Like, I ain't seen him.
And I get
so
that.
I can't speak on it. Like, I really can't. I can only speak on what I know. But from looking at the history, this shit.
And mind you,
anybody would pick, hey, it go Wilt.
But mind you, what even these stats right here, you know that there was years that Wilt played and they wasn't even taking those stats.
I know. So just imagine, bro.
Yeah.
That's facts.
They wasn't even doing stats. They actually began to do stats because how he was dominating.
That's facts. So that's where it would be like, again, it's hard to speak on stuff I can't see. Like, that's the only thing that stops me from just being like Wilt, because I ain't see it. But damn, like the numbers the numbers that's down, man, that shit is crazy. Like
and my only thing is you only can play against the competition that you got.
That's facts,
right? And like, so they say these days it ain't no center really in the NBA, right? So whoever the best center is, he ain't putting up half the numbers that.
Not at all.
And you playing against nobodies at center.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. What they say? It's a small ball league. Ain't that what they say?
This is what they saying.
So with that said, right?
Embiid might be our best
It's
center.
a small ball league, but you got plenty 7-foot niggas in the NBA. And they ain't doing none of that shit what Wilt Chamberlain did against the small ball niggas.
Look at Embiid, our own center. Embiid don't dominate.
No.
And so, okay, we say, well, because he ain't putting in the work. Well, Wilt put in the work.
Put the work in, and that's what that means.
Shaq didn't put in the work and still dominated.
Still dominated. So, hey, you know what, man? This conversation.
And Shaq was going up against Patrick Ewing,
David
Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon,
Marcus Camby's, like
Rick
that's
Smits.
The smaller, like, man, it was a lot of great big. Like that was when the league was big. Like big men played a major role.
Venus Ilgauskas. Not Venus
Ilgauskas.
Jonas Ilgauskas.
Arvydas Sabonis.
Venus Sabonis. That's the name I was looking for.
It was plenty big men. We can go down, bro. It was plenty big men. I can't even think off top. Like it was plenty big.
Alonzo Mourning.
Like
Dikembe Mutombo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And Shaq did his thing without working. So understand, like, they have to be, and I get it about Shaq because we seen him.
Right.
But the guy that we didn't see, we need to do some research.
Yeah.
Because that guy did it, and he did it double Shaq. He doubled Shaq.
This nigga got career averages of fucking damn near 50 and shit. Like, this nigga was crazy, bro. This nigga, he led the league in assists.
At center.
This is amazing.
Yes. And the OGs listening to, again, Sonny Hill, he done said this so many times, and I heard him say it. He said, man, it don't matter, man. If y'all say that LeBron, if he wants to, can lead the league in assists every year, I'm telling you, and this is his words, I'm telling you, Wilt would have doubled them. Because Wilt he played with a lot of shooters. The NBA is a league. It changed, but it don't change. You need to put the ball in the basket. If you got a big man, you need shooters around him. Right. And that's just basketball. Right. And Wilt played with a bunch of guys who can put the ball in the hole around him. It's just that he was just the most dominant. Why would you pass the ball if you could just score it all the time? Right. So, but the season that his coaches and them was telling him in the league, everybody was coming down on his neck because he was the best and the biggest and all of that couldn't be stopped. They were saying, because you this great, you need to change because everything coming down on you. So you need to pass the ball. And they wasn't winning when he was scoring a lot. So he just said, okay, I'll pass the ball.
Right.
There you go. What the stats say. He led the league in assists.
I know. Ain't no center ever lead the league in assists after Wilt Chamberlain. I know this for a fact.
Hell no.
And I wasn't even born.
Not even Hakeem Olajuwon. And he had
center led the league in assists.
No, ever. No.
That's crazy to me.
No.
That's amazing to me, dog. That just opened up a whole new can of worms with me to basketball, like in the history of basketball and showing some real shit. Like, that's amazing.
And that's the thing with the argument, because the main argument is he was just bigger than everybody. Everybody was 6'5", 6.
But we can compare it today, like we just said.
Okay, yeah.
There's niggas in the league. Boban. He bigger than everybody in the league. Y'all was bigger than everybody in the league. Why the fuck they ain't doing what Wilt was doing?
Right.
The fuck? Right.
It's
plenty 7-footers in the league right now.
Yes.
When they say it's a small ball league,
yes.
It's plenty niggas that's 7 feet tall that's in the league, in a small ball league. So if it's a small ball league and y'all niggas is 7 feet tall, why ain't y'all dominating like Wilt was? Right. If that's the case, if that's the argument we gonna make, why ain't y'all dominating?
No, because they not as good as Wilt ever was, and that's why this comparison is a comparison, and they try to throw it out like it's because they keep saying who he went against. But if you dominate your competition, don't that make you a great?
Period, bro. You're superior to your fucking competition. This is the what you call it?
Era?
The era. This is the era that I'm in, and I'm dominating this era.
Dominating
That's
this
all
era.
to it. At the end of the day, you
Dominating
dominate
this
your
era.
era. So that puts you're a superior to your fucking peers. Like, you're a superior. So I don't know. Wilt is me looking at this man's stats and shit. This shit just made me put Wilt on a whole nother. I always heard about him. Yo, that nigga Wilt different. I wish I got to see this man play on some real shit. Like,
Yeah, man. And look, last thing is to listen to Wilt. Like, go to YouTube and listen to him talk. And he, you would love him, dog. As far as the shit talk, Wilt Chamberlain is A1 shit talking ass nigga. That's why you know he had 1,000 bitches.
right.
He is a shit talking ass nigga. His swag was on 1,000,000.
Right.
And that's another thing to have me like a nigga with a swag like that. And he played in the 60s. He played in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Right.
And
That's
he died.
decades.
He died in the 90s. And had swag like a buck in the 90s before when he died. Bro, I'm telling you, like, just do some research, y'all. I'm just telling y'all, just do some research on Wilt, man. I'm telling you, if you're a basketball fan, just do some research on Wilt. I'm telling you.
Shout out Wilt still. Shout out Shaquille O'Neal too.
Facts.
Again, I'm gonna tell you every time we put these comparisons together because we shouting out the greats. For sure. We shouting out the greats.
For sure.
And it's comparisons because it's great up against great. Mano y mano. Like, great against great. And we ain't slighting nobody. It's great against great, and we get to give you points like these and shit like that to make people understand more about why this person was great and why that person was great. Most of us know why Shaquille O'Neal was great, so we don't really gotta speak much on that. Most of us know, like, and Shaquille O'Neal has footage. If you don't know, go to YouTube and look up Shaquille O'Neal, and you will see everything you need to see from him being a rookie to his last game, for sure. With Wilt, we got deep into that because people don't know Wilt. Me personally, I didn't know much about Wilt. I just always heard shit about it. I know he scored 100 points and shit like that. I never knew this man led the league in assists at a center position. That's amazing to me. A lot of shit he did. That shit is amazing. So we had to dig into that. So with that said, we gonna get into another one. Since we on big men, we gonna go. Actually, we got a 4-way joint for y'all, right? This is heavy, and I maybe we can layer them from 1 to 4, maybe, I guess.
Okay.
But I feel like they all come in close proximity. Obviously, I ain't even gonna say. I'm gonna just name them first. So we got Tim Duncan, Karl Malone, Chris Webber, Charles Barkley. They 4 of the best power forwards that ever played the game.
In your opinion, you believe it? In your opinion?
In my opinion,
do you see anybody up and coming like AD that you would throw?
I ain't ready to
you would
throw
throw
him
in
in
and
here
take
yet.
them out.
I ain't ready to throw him in just yet.
Is there anyone that you would take out?
Webber.
And who would you add in place of Webber?
So I feel like 2 people could probably.
Because we could do that. We can, before we go into that, we could just take out and put in.
All right,
you know what I mean?
Take out, but I don't want to.
You want to keep
we
it
had
where
take
it's at?
out, I like this one.
All right.
Kinda. Like I like Webber, Barkley, Duncan. I like it like in 2s. So Duncan and Malone, or Webber and Barkley, maybe.
I guess the question would be, would Duncan and Webber be close enough comparison? Because that's really the question.
Webber was a get. The only thing I think that would really separate the 2, bro, is obviously championships. Like, I just think most people
Webber couldn't get past the Lakers, bro.
And it's the
He couldn't
Lakers.
get past
Like, I
the
feel
Lakers.
like most people gonna be like
4 years in a row, bro.
I feel like if we ask most people this question, they gonna be like, "That's easy, Duncan." You feel me? I feel like most people gonna say easy, Duncan. Like, I feel like people would be like Anthony Davis and Nowitzki should be on here instead of Barkley, probably Malone and Webber. Most people. Malone is a different breed. No, he has to be on here. Malone is different.
Here,
but I'll say Webber and
Malone
Barkley.
top 5 in points.
He like top 3 or some shit,
yeah.
bro.
He was one before Brian and Kobe and them came.
What's the name? Abdul-Jabbar.
Abdul-Jabbar was
Malone
one.
was 2, and then LeBron.
Right.
Now LeBron in front of Malone.
And Kobe like 3 or 4. Okay.
But so I'll say, but people might be like willing to substitute Webber and Barkley on the strength of Anthony Davis, champion now, and Dirk Nowitzki. And I feel like Dirk is up there on that scoring list. Like, Dirk is past Barkley and Webber on that scoring list. Dirk in the top 10. Dirk like 9 or something like that.
But see, that's the. Now I know what you're saying. I'm with you there.
I'm not saying me. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm with people there. Yeah, because you talking numbers. You put the numbers up.
Exactly.
And then it's more latest.
And then you're going to say championships too, because people love to throw championships in there.
But then now I would put the aspect of, like, how did these guys fucking, like, they teams that they was on, how did they make them teams better? Or did they?
Chris Webber, I can speak on
always
for sure.
made his teams
Chris
better.
Webber was the
Webber
guy.
came to the Sixers after his career and made us better.
Fucked up and damn sure made us better. With Allen Iverson,
Yeah.
Chris Webber was out here balling.
Yeah.
The Sixers was in the playoffs every year with Chris Webber.
So
prior to that last year, like, Chris Webber was a baller. Obviously, Charles Barkley was a baller too. Like, Charles
But
Barkley.
see, that's
people, you know,
and he was my first favorite player, bro.
People love to throw that championship shit out there and
He was my first favorite
discredit
player,
players
man.
because they ain't win a chip. That's what everybody love to do.
But the thing with Barkley that I can take him, I could look at taking him out was the fact that, like, he was the best player on a bunch of bad teams, like,
Right.
with the Sixers at least.
With the Sixers, I feel like he went to Phoenix. They had a team.
When he went to Phoenix, he was the best player on a great team.
Mm-hmm.
But then after Phoenix, and he spent like damn 8 years with the Sixers. So through
Most of his
Yeah,
career.
he went through the young boy days where Doc was there, then Doc left, and then the Sixers team just sucked. And he was the best player on a bad team. That wasn't his fault, but he never pushed us over, bro. Like, he made the playoffs early because the early years we still had those older players.
Right.
But then after that, man, we sucked. That's why we let him go. Like, we sucked, man. He was drafted in '84. He left us in '92.
Right.
So, like, the first 4 years, it was a couple playoffs in there, and we lost because the older players was basically, I was about to say, dying off.
It was becoming extinct.
Right. But then after that, when the team was his, he was just the best player on a bad team and getting numbers. So my point is, he was getting a lot of numbers on a bad team, and he never pushed the Sixers over the top, right? And I love Barkley, bro. But if we're talking about top notch, I don't, and I'm Draymond. It's my guy, man. Barkley, Draymond do more for his team than you could say, because Draymond pushes another notch.
When you the greatest player on Draymond's team, you respect Draymond Green. You listen to Draymond Green. Steph Curry and Clay, they fall in line with what Draymond Green talking about.
Yeah. Barkley,
That goes a long
Barkley,
way.
50 greatest player of all time. He is. He's on that list. But, they talk about take him off for Webber.
Or no, for Dirk.
Because then we would have to talk about at least that guy.
That was the next topic we
Right?
coming into. That's the next topic we coming into. Yeah, I was about to let this lead up to that. Yeah, see, it's tricky. I'm glad we on this because it's tricky. Obviously, Duncan stay on there. In my opinion, do you
add Dirk? Do you add Dirk and take off Barkley?
You might, and I feel like you might take off Webber and add KG.
Ooh.
Like, it's a good. The power forwards, I feel like it's a great topic
Yeah,
because you might want to go Duncan, Malone, KG, and I feel like AD coming, bro.
He coming.
I know you don't love him like that, but
he coming. He coming, but I need him without Brian in order to make him say,
But he gonna need another player though, like everybody else had.
I mean, you can get a guard,
like Luka.
But Brian is
Brian trying to
right now. Brian is above AD.
He is.
So
Brian above everybody in my opinion.
But I'm saying, like, look at Barkley. Let's just go for the four up top. Who was above Duncan on his teams?
Nobody.
Who was above
You
Karl
can say
Malone?
Stockton, but no.
Not above.
Nobody.
Right. Who was above Webber?
Nobody.
Who was above Barkley?
Nobody.
On his teams? No.
Nobody.
Who was above KG?
Nobody.
Not even Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce was close, but he wasn't KG. KG was the leader.
So AD.
We gotta see once he get in that position. I got
So
you.
we can put him
I'm
there.
with you. I'm just saying I think he coming.
Dirt. Who was above Dirt?
Nobody, bro.
Nobody.
So you 100% right. AD ain't make the cut yet. I think he coming though. I feel like the Lakers gonna get Luka Doncic because of LeBron is bro.
Damn,
We going
Luka.
off LeBron gonna be a retiring. LeBron is recruiting.
They gonna get LeBron's son. They gonna get Luka. Yo, these niggas.
Yo, Bron recruiting Luka right now for AD. So is Magic Johnson. They recruiting Luka
Bron's son.
for Anthony Davis.
Bronny gonna be point guard.
Bronny gonna be the one.
Or Luka gonna be the 2.
No, Luka gotta be the one. Bronny gonna be the 2.
Oh my God.
Bronny gonna be the 2.
Y'all
Luka
heard it
gonna
first.
be the one.
Y'all heard it first.
Y'all heard it first.
This nigga said Bronny coming to the Lakers. They're gonna play 1 year. Bron gonna teach him how to be the point.
Say, you be me.
Or how to be the 2 guard or whatever. Yeah.
And Luka gonna come in. Luka coming the ball with AD. Yo, I'm telling you, they been talking about this. They was on First Take. They had Magic Johnson on First Take talking about, yeah, actually, Luka, yeah, you can't come over with us. Come on, Luka. When Bron leaves,
Yo,
come
you
on,
know
Luka.
what? I'm really gonna be a fucking Laker hater then. I ain't even gonna think about Kobe, man. I'm gonna fuck the Lakers. All this Bronny shit and now Luka, man, fuck the Lakers, dog.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a real Philly fan at this point.
Once Bron retire,
I'm not saying I'm hating on Bronny.
fan.
I ain't gonna say that. I'm not hating on Bronny, his son. I guess it came off like that. Let me
said,
take
man,
that
fuck
back.
Bronny.
No, because I know that was kind of harsh. No, I'm not saying fuck Bronny, because actually, I root for the kids, man. I do love the kids, and actually the kids of these NBA players, these little niggas be coming out here balling, man. Like, look at this Currys, man. Who would have ever thought that Del Curry would have 2 fucking sons that's in the top of the league in 3-point shots?
Bro, it'd be different, because look at, you know, LeVar Ball got all 3 of his sons in the
LeVar
league
Ball
right now.
got 3 at least for right now. We don't know if Ball gonna actually make the team.
He already
Jello. We don't know if Jello.
They signed the nigga.
He did sign a year, but I don't know if that's a year to where they can't cut him.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
It's only a year, so they can cut him whenever.
That's what I'm saying. But he got 3 sons in the league right now.
I think that's dope. Yo, shout out LeVar Ball, by the way. Shout out LeVar Ball. That's dope right there.
That's real shit. We thought it was crazy. He was doing too much.
He be calling shit, and he said it. I won't be surprised at this point with LeVar if all 3 of his sons get on one team, like that nigga been saying. He was saying, put my 3 sons on the team, they gonna win a championship.
You think Michael Jordan won't pull them niggas in?
Why not?
He already got the best son.
Why? Facts.
So why not get the other 2?
Why not? Jordan ain't got shit to lose, because Jordan, as a general manager, is horrible.
And LeVar Ball bust his ass in ball.
What? LeVar got you, NBA.
Jordan too small, nigga. You funny as shit.
Listen,
Jordan too small, nigga.
About that though, but damn, this is a good one. So, yeah, I mean, so as far as that, John, like, I guess we gonna go Duncan. Can we agree Duncan the greatest power forward of all time?
Duncan is the greatest power forward of
Malone
all
second?
fucking time.
You think?
Man, I'm mad because I said that.
Yeah,
fuck
but
Duncan.
that's the real. You think Malone comes second?
Malone is a close second because I think Malone kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? He kind of, I think Malone, not solidified, Malone kind of shaped that power forward position in my mind, like, because he did everything that a power forward actually used to be. That shit ain't the same no more. Stretch forward now.
Yeah,
but Malone was the power forward. He defended, he rebounded, he scored in the paint. Mm-hmm. He was a great passer in the paint, from the paint. Mm-hmm. He was a great pick and roll guy, the greatest pick and roll power forward of all time. He was a fucking pick and pop guy where he didn't roll all the time, he popped. I get excited because this shit, man, Malone was fucking fun to watch, even though I hated him. Malone did everything that a power forward was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think you got to give it to Tim Duncan because of the chips and how he changed the culture in San Antonio. But damn it, Malone is a top-notch second, at least 1A.
And then the next 3 is debatable, huh? Because you got Webber, you got Barkley, you got Kevin Garnett, got Dirk Nowitzki, Anthony Davis on his way. But I don't want to put him there yet because we ain't see him by himself. Like the rest, now I ain't gonna say by himself because these other dudes wasn't by themselves. But we ain't see AD as the guy yet.
Well, we seen him as the guy. He ain't making.
No, but he ain't had the teams or the coaching with the Pelicans. Like you can't tell me who one of the Pelicans coaches. I know you can tell me one, but we both gonna be like exactly. His best coach was probably Monty Williams. And that wasn't no disrespect. I love Monty Williams.
But shit, who was coach this year with the Lakers? Vogel?
Frank Vogel.
Vogel ain't no damn great coach.
You calling him Vogel, you think about the Eagles. Frank Vogel. No, but LeBron is a great coach.
Okay.
Rondo is a great coach.
Okay.
Jason Kidd, that's what I'm saying. They got Lionel Hollins.
Jason Kidd a great player. I don't know if he's
I'm not saying. I'm just saying you got a lot of basketball minds on the Lakers.
Okay.
You got Frank Vogel, Lionel Hollins, Jason Kidd.
Okay.
You got what's his name? You got Phil. You probably you don't know who Phil Handy is.
I don't know.
You got Phil Handy on the court. Phil Handy is a legend, bro.
I don't know him by name.
In the training state, he go everywhere Brian go, but he was on that. He was with Toronto when they won the chip with Kawhi. And Kyle Lowry and them. He was on that championship team.
Oh, he got that blue check, baby.
Phil Handy, he official, bro.
I got him now. I ain't know who he was.
Phil Handy official, dog. He
the black bull.
He the dribble handle nigga.
This bull. Old head.
Yeah.
Bull. Oh,
you
right.
see him? He official, bro. They coaching staff heavy. That's all I'm saying. Like AD on they got a lot of fucking guys around them, bro. Like that coaching staff that I don't know. They got a lot of guys around AD. Like, and Frank Vogel, the fact he got this chip now, Frank Vogel gonna win a chip. I mean, going to the
dog.
He gonna be a Hall of Fame coach.
Dog. He gonna be a Hall of Famer now, dog.
He about to win
Seriously.
3 rings. He gonna have 3 rings at that.
Where he win these rings at, man? Like, I forget what the hell happened with Frank Vogel. Where he been?
Indiana. When they was going to the Eastern Conference Finals every year and losing to LeBron, like everybody
But he
else
didn't
in
win
the
a
Eastern.
ring? You saying he won a ring?
With the Lakers.
Well, that's one ring.
And he gonna win 2 more. You don't think so? Okay. You don't think he gonna win one more?
Time out.
You don't think he gonna win one more?
What happened? What happened the year that Brian took the Cleveland Cavaliers to the finals with that old new coach, and then the nigga was up. He won like 50 games, and they fired him the next year or some shit, or they was like 5-0 and they fired him. That shit can happen to Frank Vogel.
Oh, who you talking about?
The boy that Brown went to the finals with the white boy, David Black, and y'all was like 5-0, and they fired this dumbass. And
they wanted Ty Lue.
So my point is, this shit can happen because they want Jason Kidd.
They don't want Jason Kidd.
They don't want Jason Kidd?
You gotta watch interviews.
Yeah, I ain't been watching that shit.
I've been watching the players' interviews, AD, LeBron, and niggas like them, and them niggas is on some. Yeah,
so now
give Frank Vogel his Frank Vogel his respect.
I can understand now.
Like, give Frank Vogel his respect. Because Brian just said it in that interview when he said about Kyrie. Brian just said, yeah, because what the whole sports world was saying was Frank Vogel was the secondary coach. He wasn't going to be the coach for the whole year because he's not it. We don't want him as a coach. So give him his respect.
You know what's happening right now? Like just on the I feel like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say. I fucking forgot because it was the whole shit I just said. Yeah, but with the point that you just made, I don't know if he's gonna be a Hall of Fame coach. But again, if he got the opportunity to remain with Brian and AD and this whole group, hey man, as long as he got Brian and AD right now, bro, you can throw another 3 niggas in the mix and win a fucking championship every year. So I agree. Yeah, hey. If he gonna be a Hall of Famer because he gonna win 3 in a row and have a dynasty, that's how the shit's supposed to go.
Since we was talking about a dominating player and shit, right? We talking about dominance.
Mm-hmm. Like, Ken Brown being that.
No, I ain't Ken. He is with me.
Is that what you said? That's where you going?
It ain't a question though. That ain't a question.
That's the part. That's the part though.
Like, cause he dominate, bro.
That's a part though.
Wilt wasn't winning a chip every year either.
That's the part though.
Brian been in 10 of them motherfuckers already, and he got years left in him, bro. Brian gonna be in about another two at least, bro. Brian is about to win the chip this year. You know that. He probably gonna win it next year. You probably know that. The 3rd year is up for grabs. But Bron about to win these next two, bro.
But here
and
you
that's
go.
gonna put him at 6.
I got 2 points to it.
Yes,
I think the first one is I think we got to separate when we talking about dominating, right? We got to put it in perspective. Because when we talking about Wilt Chamberlain and those guys, and we talking about dominating, we talking about dominating the actual sport, right? We're not talking about dominating championships. We talking about actually dominating the sport.
That's what I'm saying.
And Bron, numbers wise, is not actually dominating the sport.
How?
He hasn't.
His overall stats be better than anybody in the league.
We get it per year.
Every year.
But not every year he's averaged a triple-double.
No.
Right?
Nobody does.
But it's been done.
Wilt wasn't averaging a triple-double every year.
Well, Westbrook just did it 3 times in a row.
So we going to say Westbrook was dominant?
No, that's what I'm saying.
We said Wilt was dominant because of he scored.
But no. I didn't say that.
No, that's what we was basically talking. Because Wilt,
for me, it was because he did a lot in each category.
but Bron don't do that every year.
Wilt averaged 20 plus rebounds per year. Wilt in the same season will average more than 30 points per year, and he will average more than about 8 assists per year.
But at this point, we do have to look at position. LeBron is 6'9",
and that's why I'm not really trying to argue.
7'1" or something like
that.
that.
I'm not really trying to argue that point. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Dominance.
But as far as Bron,
from your position,
Bron is a 3. Is he a 3? Is he a point? What is he?
Both. One or the 3.
Because if you want to say point guard,
well, he's never a
Bron is not the best point guard in the league.
He is right now.
Huh?
Who better?
He better than Chris Paul?
Hell yeah.
Huh?
Check the numbers, bro.
No, see now
Bron
numbers.
Just led the league in assists, bro.
If we talking numbers or are we talking actually what's going on?
Can I get in here?
For sure.
We talking. Forget the numbers, right? But floor general, LeBron James is a passer. Is LeBron James a better passer than Chris Paul?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so.
Chris Paul
been doing this for years.
LeBron been doing this for years, bro.
He set it all up himself.
LeBron do the same thing. LeBron can whip the ball.
That should be a comparison.
This
right
is facts.
There.
LeBron can whip the ball like this, bro.
Chris Paul do the same.
No, Chris Paul don't do this.
Chris Paul do the same.
Bro, Chris Paul, one of my top 5 players too, bro. I've been watching him since Wake Forest.
Because I actually don't know what you're about to say. So
LeBron can whip the ball like this, literally, with his left hand. He dribbling baseline, and he whip that shit like this. Bounce pass, baseline, and that shit be a perfect pocket pass to the shooter. And he put it, listen, and he'll put the pass in position where he know his shooters like to shoot it. He said, okay, I know my player like the ball with the laces up. So he'll whip it. He know who in the corner, and he whip that shit to them, and the laces is up when they catch it. And they rise. Bro, his players tell you this shit, bro. Hold on. Chris Paul, I never heard Chris Paul teammates say this. Bro, do this shit, bro. And his players be like, yo, this nigga know how I like the ball.
That's different. That's a different conversation than what I'm having.
That's greatness
but
at
we
the point guard position.
But we having 2 different discussions.
We talking about point guard.
No, what you're talking about is a style.
No, it ain't a style.
Hold on. Now, every point guard who is great can get the ball. Magic Johnson. If we're gonna say that all time, are we talking all time or right now?
No, you just said Chris Paul.
Listen, hold on.
We said right now is LeBron.
All right.
That's what you said.
Okay. So just to make this point, Magic Johnson did all of that. What you saying that LeBron does?
That's why he one of the greatest point guards.
That's why he's the greatest because he had the numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
He had the numbers and he had the style of play, and he can make different passes. That's why he's called Magic.
That's what I'm
saying. So as far as Chris Paul is a floor general, the greatest floor general, one of the greatest floors. I can't call him because, again, Magic was a floor general with his magic passes. Mm-hmm. And so you're saying to me right now, if I can get this straight, you're saying that LeBron is top 3 greatest floor general and Magic Johnson type player. Like, he make magical plays and shit. So you put him in the top 3 of all that. He just the greatest fucking point guard, and he only played 1 year at point guard.
And the 1 year he played, did he win a chip? Did he lead the league in assists too? Because a point guard is supposed to be a top assist nigga. The best point guard.
1 year?
Look,
1 year.
The best. Hold on, no, because you just said now. So
1
now,
year. 1 year.
So now is this past season, right?
1
now
year.
is this past season. The first year he played point guard, right? The first year LeBron ever plays point guard, he leads the league in assists.
I mean, because it's in
The
his
first
18th,
year
it's in his 18th year.
Why Chris Paul ain't leading in assists then? Why Chris Paul ain't leading in assists?
Because his whole life, teams have been geared towards him playing the point. LeBron, nobody. First of all, in this particular season, bro, if you look at everything
Before the bubble ain't start till the end of the season.
and LeBron
He
was
was leading it all year.
because this was the first year that the teams had to adjust to LeBron being the actual bring the ball up
LeBron
point
always
guard.
got the ball in his hand, bro.
But this is now
LeBron always leads all his teams in assists. You know that,
but
right?
every season
he
there's a
leads his
point
team.
guard on his team.
But
For
it has
17
to be
years.
this. Every year LeBron played, doesn't LeBron lead his team in assists every year?
But that don't have to
Doesn't
do-
LeBron have the most usage with the
Yes,
basketball?
that's true, but
That's
he
point guard
always has a point guard playing with him on the court. In game, you have adjustments. You have you start the game off with this
Bron
point
didn't
guard.
bring the ball up all season this season, bro. They had Caruso and Rondo and fucking they even had Caldwell Pope bringing the ball up sometime, bro. Like LeBron don't
So
will
how
play
do we?
in the
So
post.
how are
Bron
you
will
point
play-
guard?
Cause he's the starting point guard, bro. Caruso don't start.
This is
Rondo
what I'm
don't start,
saying.
is what I'm saying to you.
This is what I'm
saying. He
saying.
don't bring the ball up every play is what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. Traditional point guard like Chris Paul, he don't come off the ball.
I watch
Chris Paul bring
watch
that ball up.
I watched Chris Paul play with Jamal Crawford, and Jamal Crawford bring the ball up
And-
sometimes.
and a couple of
Sometimes
times-
you need people.
and
I
a
watched
couple of
James
times-
Harden play point guard with
but-
the Houston Rockets, and Chris Paul play off the ball. I watched that.
But we talking about now. I mean, yeah, you're right because I seen him with this year. What's the nigga name? Or last year when he was with OKC, the young bull.
Schroeder. I
No,
watched
not
Schroeder.
Not Shooter. The
Okay,
other young bull.
Schroeder was bringing the ball
Other
up
young
for Chris
boy
Paul sometimes.
that played for Clippers. Other young boy that played for the Clippers. He got that long name.
He was traded to Gilgeous Alexander.
Gilgeous Alexander, and
Same
a
thing.
lot
He
of
was playing
times,
the one.
and it's the
And
same
Chris Paul
thing.
be off the ball.
And
That's
it's
all I'm
also
saying.
the same thing with Dame and
CJ.
CJ.
Right.
I get it. I understand
Point
that.
guards can still play off the ball
But
sometimes.
that's new though. That's not. This is the new NBA.
It is.
The old NBA.
What we speaking on now?
But
You
the
just
old
said is
NBA.
LeBron the best point guard now. I said yeah.
I still say Chris Paul. I just think because LeBron don't just play he in the game as a point guard, but he don't just play point guard.
But again, you just said we watch Gilgeous Alexander and Schroeder bring the
But-
ball up.
but Chris Paul-
often for Paul.
But Chris Paul don't play two guard. He specifically.
But LeBron never plays two
But
guard.
Bron play every position on the court. But LeBron knows every
But bro,
position
if
on
you're
the
not
court.
bringing the ball up, then you're not in the point guard position at the time, bro. Like, how are you playing point guard and you were like? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's basketball. It's a positionless game at this point. bro.
That's the biggest point that we both should
But
be
the
making.
point guard-
is that it's positionless. That's the biggest point we both should be making.
The floor general. How about we just
But-
say that LeBron is the better floor
Okay.
general to me.
That's a
LeBron
better
controls
conversation.
the floor more than Chris
That's
Paul.
a
in
better
my opinion.
conversation.
Like LeBron because he's bigger. That's a major
That's
factor.
that's
and
actually
he's a
the
better
better
passer than
conversation.
Chris Paul.
That's the better conversation,
Floor
right?
general. I think Bron got him slightly.
And so
his size.
So with floor general, you give it to Brian.
I do. I mean, and Bron
Over
is,
Chris Paul.
Bron a champion several times.
I mean, but Chris Paul, Brian always
Chris
had
Paul
some.
and them.
Brian had great players around him to win them chips.
Chris Paul and them should have just beat Houston his last series.
Chris Paul ain't
But
got
that game,
he ain't
no,
got
no,
great
no,
players.
no, no,
He
listen,
ain't got
bro.
great players.
Did you watch the series against them in Houston?
Chris Paul ain't got great players like Brian.
Did
to
you
beat
watch the series, bro?
I watched all the series.
Because Houston ain't had the greatest team, bro. And OKC messed up really well with them. It should
They
have
was
been.
younger though. They was younger. They couldn't.
Chris Paul did not have a great game 7. They won
I'm
7
sure he
series.
didn't.
It won 7. And Chris Paul, one of my favorite players in the league, bro. He's one of the best point guards I ever watched play.
That team
Game 7
wasn't built for that.
Game
That team
7,
wasn't built
Chris
for that.
Paul did not have a great Game 7.
That team wasn't built
And
for
I
that.
feel like if Chris Paul would have just played Chris Paul basketball in that series, just Game 7, if Chris Paul would have just been himself, they would have won that series. That's all, because they lost by like 3 points. They lost on Dirk getting his shot blocked by Harden. But all I'm saying is Chris Paul did not have a good Game 7. That's all I'm saying.
I
Because
understand.
Chris Paul had
understand
an
that.
off game like a motherfucker in Game 7.
Like see, this is a difference where when we talk about comparing motherfuckers to LeBron, it is a big difference. The biggest difference is the fact that LeBron is fucking 6'9", 250, man, or whatever. Like, this nigga too fucking big. So if we say he's one of the most dominant in that Shaq and Wilt discussion, I can throw it out there and I can agree more so than I can say he's the best floor general of all fucking time. Like, come on, we can't call him the best floor general of all time.
I mean, we wasn't even talking about all time. But if we are going to say all time, how many better?
Magic, number 1.
Who else?
Stockton, number 2.
Stockton.
My nigga. Stockton, my nigga. Believe it. Stockton was the floor motherfucking general. We ain't talking numbers with points and rebounds, but he's definitely an assist leader, top 3.
He was a point
for
guard.
sure.
He should be.
But my point,
But Bron
floor
coming for
general.
all of that.
Floor general.
But we wasn't even talking about all time, bro.
Floor general.
Bro, you said this season, bro. We didn't say all time. You said right now. That's what you said. We didn't say all time. We said right now because you said it. You said so is LeBron the best point guard right now. That's
Well,
what
I mean,
you said.
If the
When you say
nigga
all
won a
time-
championship, so he fucking take the spot for this year because his team won a championship with him being the floor general. So I give
Stockton
Brian
is
that
number
bullshit. I give Brian
Stockton
that
is
bullshit.
number 1 in assists all time.
Well, see, I stand corrected.
Magic is number 5.
I stand corrected.
So if we talking about assists,
Where Brian at? Where
and
Brian
Brian
at?
was not a point guard until last season, like you said, by the way.
I know.
And Brian is number 8. And he was a fucking small forward all his career.
That was my biggest point. He been doing this shit. He been a floor general his whole fucking career.
Yeah.
That's my point.
He played
so
point guard
I can
one
understand.
season.
So I can go with you.
I'm just saying,
I can go with you.
I'm just saying, if
I can
Brian
go
played
with you.
point guard his whole career, you don't think he'd be number 1 in assists?
I can go with you with that point because he's been a floor general. He was not the actual
Like,
point
it's no
guard,
small forward.
but he's been the floor
Everybody
general.
in this top list is point guards except LeBron, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody in this
yeah.
top 10 is point guards except for LeBron James.
I can understand
Everybody,
that.
not even top 10, bro. I'm gonna keep going. Everybody in the top fucking LeBron, Cheeks, Rondo, Lenny Wilkins, Terry Porter, Tim Hart. Like, bro, everybody in the top 20 pad. I'm gonna say like the top 23 people
I
just
believe
showed in
it.
my list.
And
The
I
top
believe it.
23 players is all point guards minus LeBron James
I believe
with
it.
assist leaders.
I believe it. I believe it. Like, yeah.
So I'm just saying, if that man played point guard his whole career strictly, he would lead the league in assists every year. Just like if he wanted to lead the league in points every year, he could.
So just being specific.
He dominates the game.
So being specific as far as the floor general today, I would give it to him because he was the floor general and he won a championship this year. I'm just saying I can't call him the greatest point guard and all shit. Goddamn, he only played 1 year at point guard. But I give him his floor general.
That wasn't even the topic anyway.
But shit, fuck, I took it from him. He ain't no goddamn greatest point guard.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't even the topic. They got a lot of hate, Brian. But in other news, we got another one. So since we was here, right? Let's real quick. Let's make this one brief. Kevin Garnett or Anthony Davis? Big man, power forward position.
I mean, you already know where I'm headed.
I know you're going. How about we break it into categories? How about we say the more skilled one, and then we go or the greater one. So let's go skilled and greatness.
Kevin Garnett was the first AD. He was the first AD.
But he wasn't exactly AD. I feel like Dirk was the first AD.
No, Dirk shoot threes. AD
shoot threes.
AD not a Dirk nigga.
AD shoot threes.
AD not a
check
Dirk
his
nigga.
percentages.
So his percentages is up there with Dirk Nowitzki?
Check AD's percentages.
I mean,
I'm telling you, check him.
So he's a Dirk Nowitzki nigga.
Dirk ain't just shoot threes all day, bro. Dirk was in the post. Like, let's not just let's not make it like Dirk just set out in the perimeter and just shot threes all day.
Dirk
played in the paint.
Dirk jump shot was great.
AD jump shot is great. AD is one of the best mid-range shooters in the game today, bro. At his size. Mid-range shooters. AD is one of the best in the league.
So why the Lakers don't play him like Dirk?
They do.
Dirk was more perimeter.
You must not watch Laker games.
No, I don't.
AD got a game winning.
I don't
AD hit a
shit.
game winning 3 in this playoffs against the Denver Nuggets in like game 3. AD hit a buzzer beater.
I don't watch this nigga.
AD hit a buzzer beater 3.
So
buzzer beater against the Denver Nuggets.
So if he Dirk, that means
And then that nigga yelled.
That means LeBron ain't gonna fucking lose nothing else because he got Dirk with
the
him.
The nigga AD shot the 3 on the buzzer beater and said Kobe. They had the black jerseys on, the Mamba jerseys. That nigga shot the 3 and said Kobe.
I saw that.
And that was a buzzer
that was
beater. AD shoot threes, bro. Check his percentages. He's a good 3-point shooter percent, and he's one of the top 3 mid-range. Kawhi, AD, and some of my other nigga. They like AD's in that top 3 in mid-range jump shots,
the nigga
bro.
from San Antonio, he ain't in that.
Who that?
Top 5 in the mid-range.
DeRozan?
Yeah.
He might be in. He in the top 5. I know AD in that top 3 though. I know. Like the 2 niggas I just named, AD and Kawhi for sure. They in that top 3. DeRozan might be in that joint too. But AD mid-range is like,
I mean, shit.
It's water, bro. It's water.
If this is what it is, because I ain't gonna fucking act like I watch a bunch of AD games, because I haven't. I don't, man, ever since they got AD, I said, well, fuck it. They gonna win. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, so
I don't fucking watch their games. They're
gonna
fucking win.
We can't judge the nigga
if
we don't watch
it. But at the same time, if he's Dirk Nowitzki and he's playing with LeBron, like, what the fuck is the point of playing these fucking games, man?
Cause you got Kevin.
Let these niggas go in and fucking win.
Hold up, cause what they always said, including you got Kyrie Irving, the real MVP, right?
He used to be with LeBron.
Kyrie Irving's the real MVP.
When he had LeBron, yeah.
Or he got Kevin Durant now.
Nigga,
everybody say KD better than Bron.
KD came off a big ass Achilles.
Bron just came off a groin injury.
A goddamn
that
groin
injury.
Oh my God, a groin.
Groins is serious.
Oh, my nuts hurt.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, KD and Kyrie, we going to downplay that?
No, dog, we're not gonna downplay it, but I'm telling you that
people don't think that's great.
This is questions.
Let me ask you.
The difference is there was no questions.
You don't think
there
KD
was no
and
questions
Kyrie is
with
great?
AD, but there was no questions.
It was.
The
Nigga,
question.
you question AD.
No, the question.
You say he's soft.
The question
Everybody
was
say he's
AD's being on the court, right? But the questions come off of the court when you're talking about Kyrie. You don't know what the fuck he thinking about. You don't know what he doing.
But he the real MVP.
He used to be.
So why can't he still
ain't played in the 2 years.
Listen, bro, he was playing all last season, bro.
No, he played
He didn't
before.
play in the bubble.
He played before a little bit. Remember what happened? He played early in the season, and then he got hurt.
And then he played the whole end of the season.
And then he played again.
The whole end of the season.
And then the season got cut in March, and then he was done. So that means remember the whole season was a full year.
For sure.
So, and they made the bubble. So he didn't play last year, bro. We ain't gonna give him that.
I watched Kyrie play last
We
year.
ain't gonna give. He played.
I watched him play, and
he played, and then he got hurt. He played for like 1 month of a 12-month season.
Bro, he ain't played for no month, bro.
The nigga played from October to November.
And that's it.
Then he got hurt, right?
And that's it.
Then he came back, and then the season was over in March.
So he only played a month. All right, we gonna leave it at. He played him. So Kyrie played a month. We gonna leave it there. Kyrie played a month. But listen, we got one more before we close this thing out. We got one more comparison for y'all, bro. Robert Ory or Andre Iguodala. I'ma swing it your way.
Man, my brother always trying to make me talk all the time.
I'll take it. I'll go first. Robert Ory or Andre Iguodala. Damn, Robert Ory was clutching the motherfucker, right? Yo, but I'm gonna go Iguodala, yo. Reason why? Cause Iguodala overall as a player, I feel like Iguodala was better as an overall player. Like Iguodala was the best player on the team at one point, and he was the go-to guy at one point in my own city. I can't tell you a time where Robert Ory was the go-to guy in any team he played on. Honestly, I can't tell you that.
Never.
So I'm taking Iguodala for that. Iguodala should have won a dunk contest, by the way, but they wanted to give it to Nate Robinson because he was shorter.
They wanted to give it the punch out.
Lights out ass nigga. They wanted to give it to him. Yo, rest in peace, Nate Robinson. I love you, bro. No disrespect. Like, bro, they wanted to give it to Nate Robinson because he was just a little nigga. But Iguodala won that dunk contest. So I'm saying, so we should have a dunk contest champion and the NBA Finals MVP. Like, and he was the best player on the Sixers team at one point in his career. Another point in his career, he was the second best player when he first got drafted. In his rookie year, in his second year, he was the second best player on the Sixers. So I'm going, and I watched Iggy hit. I ain't watch him hit game winners like we watched Robert Ory hit, but I watched him hit a lot of clutch shots, including against my man LeBron James. That year, Iguodala won the NBA Finals MVP. That nigga was hitting all the clutch shots. And he got that MVP strictly because he was the nigga hitting all the clutch shots. Like, I was like niggas be like, no, that's Iguodala, that's off. And then that shit be cash every time. The Warriors won that shit because of Iguodala. So I watch Iguodala do his thing. So I'm going Iggy, bro.
Listen, I don't have no argument at all against Robert Ory. I mean, against Iggy. I don't have no arguments against him. But I do have reason for Robert Ory. Because I go as far back as when we talking about me here, I was a Knicks fan at one point. 1995 happens. Knicks versus Houston. This is the point. So I'm actually in New York City. This is my first time in New York City, man. I'm getting in. This shit was just like the most amazingest shit in the world. This was the summer where the Knicks was in the finals with Houston. We in the hotel and we fucking watching the game. What happens in this game? Robert fucking Horry hits a three.
What we say? That nigga always hit a three.
This nigga always hit a three. This nigga hits a three and wins the fucking game. And this is what they call, because at the time they called Houston Clutch City. Because it wasn't just Robert Ory hitting threes. It was all they fucking shooters. They had shooters all over the place. Kenny Smith, Vernon Maxwell, Steve, man, they had all kind of ugly motherfuckers hitting shots. Black niggas, everything, everybody nigga hitting shots. You know, Mario Ellie, all that, man. And so what happened was they was hitting these shots, and they hit them shots, and they basically got my Knicks out of there because they had basically hit a lot of different game winners. All these games were close, and they was hitting a lot of game winners. But Robert Ory was the backbreaker because the series went 7 games. Robert Ory was a part of that 7. Like, he was a part of those wins, and that's where he basically, you know, his what you call it, bro? Yeah,
his cachet.
That shit grew from that with me. And that was back in 95, bro. 94. Okay, the Knicks versus Houston was 94. And so that's where that shit began with me.
Cachet or resume?
Resume, both of them. Yeah,
shit.
Both of them. Yeah, his cachet, his resume, his all that shit. Yeah, it grew. And so for me, like Robert Ory, I'm going to go Robert Ory over Iggy. And because Robert Ory did it multiple times with multiple teams and in the finals multiple times. He did it with Houston. He did it with San
Lakers.
Antonio. He did it with the Lakers.
He did.
In the playoffs, in the finals. He did it.
Several teams.
More than Iggy.
That's fair.
That's the only way. Now, Iggy did it. And you know, Robert Ory didn't get the MVP. Iggy got that.
And that's why.
Okay, cool.
Because how many chips Robert Ory got? 6?
Robert Ory got 7.
Damn, 7.
And Robert Ory hit big shots
every one of them
in
motherfuckers.
7 finals. In 7 finals, Robert Ory hit game-winning shots.
Look, so
in 7
for
finals.
sure. But I'll say this. Damn, that's why. Again, y'all. That's
Bro,
why
please,
it's a great.
please,
That's why it's a
please,
great debate, y'all.
Please, one more, bro.
Go ahead.
You are a LeBron guy. Why did Iguodala win that Finals MVP when LeBron was a triple-double king?
Brian averaged like 35 points, 35 and almost a triple-double that series. I think he probably did. He led all categories, all statistical categories. He led all of them. But for some reason they say, Iguodala, you going to win the chip because you guarded LeBron the best. Same reason why Kawhi won it a couple years before that. Because you guarded LeBron pretty good. Even though he averaged 30+ and damn near triple-double, but you guarded him really good. So we're going to give it to you. But Iguodala was like more clutch than any one of his teammates on that Warriors team. I'm talking about Draymond, Clef, Stay, Draymond, Steph, and Clay. Iguodala was clutch in that series, bro. Iguodala was hitting every fucking wide open 3 he got. He was open all the fucking time, and they was leaving him open purposely. And he was knocking that shit down every time. Like, it was like, yo, they got a big 5 out this motherfucker. Like, they got a big 4. Like, Iguodala is clutch. Like, every time in the fourth quarter, Iguodala do not miss. At the end of the day, we was picking Robert Ory, so you went Robert Ory over Iggy. And I simply went Iggy. We gonna end it like that, but this is what the fuck we do up here. We come up with all the great topics and all the great debates and shit. This is what we do.
This is exactly what we do, man. Listen, bro. Yo, man, I just want to say, man, listen, I love y'all people for always tuning in. And listen, bro, if you got anything that any debates or any questions or anything that you want to send up to us, just send it up to us, man. Send it up to us. We'll let all the information let all the information out, and you know, you'll see it. We'll put it out there to you, and let's go.
Send that shit. We gonna definitely communicate. But with that said, another one down in the basket, and like that, we gone.
Hey, man. Bye.
The truth, every time we step in the booth. The truth, every word living proof. The truth, deep down in Kevy Kev. The truth, y'all know how we do, man. The truth, the truth, the truth. Facts.